Hello, hello there, everybody. Welcome to my third match of season 52 here against cider01. This is not promising that we're getting spinning castle. Okay, we got in there. This is a bit of a weird board, right? Because, I mean, there's draw, but be very, very slow. Um, and there's Pony Vault VP. And then the black cats will be annoying. Quite strange. I mean, like if you take away some things, you kind of think you do tunnel stuff, but I don't think you do tunnel stuff here. I think you just have to build and be in a position to do a lot with the vineyards, but you have to balance the greening versus the black cat stuff. So I think you open black cat devil's workshop. You can do silver. I mean, everything can get washed out by vineyard points easily. Just whether the 3 pile happens, if you're in a bad spot for that or not, can be a little annoying here. A very strange board. Training on like Hamlets or Black Cats pretty reasonable. Probably Hamlets can do that. But even once you do that, it's not like it doesn't change the situation hugely. This is a weird one. I'm just gonna repeatedly say that. I don't know if you take silver. I mean, even with silver, you're not really that good on hitting 5 here, but I think it's reasonable to take like I don't love the Hamlet there. But like I don't think it's terrible. I don't like the tunnels. Particularly. Okay. This will be pretty bad if we don't hit 2. If we hit 2, it's fine. I'm gonna need a potion. I guess you can try to rush the tunnels, but that's a little hard. Well, okay, once you get the coin, I mean, they have a little bit better situation. This could be a sad draw. I'm not really sure who's gonna win. I think we could both win still. Unfortunately, definitely one of those that's gonna come down at least partly to the black cat stuff. Like, there's a world there where, of course, I give them like 2 or 3 curses or more. There's a world where I give them more than that, but not especially likely. I don't really have more imps, so this isn't super important. Oh, I guess I can just get the plus actions here. I don't think there's any world where I get to 15 and 5. This isn't super clear. We could take, I think we'll wait on the other buy. Okay, so we have to think a little bit. Get a couple M. Nine. Yeah. Trying to think if we want another vineyard. We could go like paddock. So the things we could do, we could go province vineyard and force the mountain pass stuff to come out. We could train Hamlets. I don't know how much use money is for me, to be perfectly honest. Um, I think I still. I mean, I think for me, I want the longer game, and we're sort of limited on how long the game can last, though, right? Because the curses are gonna run, aren't they? I mean, probably. I guess I don't know, but um, this is unreal. Sort of unreal. Yeah, like what? You can't really beat that. Not easily, anyway. Um, I mean, we're gonna have a little bit of. I mean, they can bid really big now, frankly. Um, I mean, you just get stuck. I mean, how am I supposed to know they're gonna react 5 black cats? I guess it's 4 to 6 on the split, but still, 5 is quite a lot. So they can play like a bunch of their hamlets, and they can make quite a lot of money here. Um, I mean, certainly enough to pile. Just whether they can pile with a point lead. Um, which won't be completely clear. Because they have those golds too, so if they get to like, I think 15 and the buys for them is not super unlikely. Um, I guess the buys are a little hard. I mean, they only have to play 4 hand, maybe not. I mean, the other thing is the curses are not difficult for them to empty at this point. Though that, of course, they have to score to make up for it, which is probably doable. Um, the other thing is that 10 points is enough. Like they can, I mean, I kind of have to take this. I mean, I guess I don't have to, but if I don't take it, they probably just do the curses. Um, Now this way they probably can just do the tunnels, so it probably is just losing regardless. But I guess the tunnels, there's some risk that that I have black cats, and then it's a problem. I'm surprised they open with playing the tunnel for action. That seems a little odd to me, but and of course I don't really have money, so paying the down one, and I have 5 curses, so but I guess it buys me a little bit of time. I mean, there's a world where I draw really well here, and start to at least pay off the debt. I mean, unfortunately, this isn't a great hand to see either, because you would, I mean, there are no imps in here, is the big thing, and it's quite a few of the hamlets. We kind of need to pair a little bit of that stuff. So, I mean, there's no reason not to take a little bit of action front loaded. Not that it's great, but not that it's particularly important, but so we didn't get. And now I have this. Okay. Well, if they green at least. A little tough. This is very likely to just dud. Unfortunately. And they also don't have a lot of money. I mean, scoring for them is pretty awkward, actually. Fortunately. I wonder if they mess the bid up. I didn't really think through all the like bid angles they could go for, but return that I thought was going to be really big did not actually produce all that much stuff. Oh. This can just potentially. Well, I guess I lose. Do they have buy? So I can only play one of these. Wait. Oh, wait. No, that's already losing. Or no, it's a tie, right? Not losing. I mean, I guess I just offer the tie. It doesn't matter whether I play the black cat or not because they have the buys for it. They don't have the money. So we'll offer tie here. I think that's fine. See if they take it or not. They may not take it. I can hit $8 here. Like, I can hit $8 in 2 buys and have enough to do the vineyard. I mean, there's a world where it works. I guess the real question is if I had drawn a third black cat, would I have taken the tie? And the answer is probably. Anyway. Now they only have to draw like a hamlet, and they'll for sure have the tools to do like a estate and a curse or whatever, tunnel and curse, whatever it happens to be. Yeah, that's gonna be the end of it. Well, no, not quite. I mean, I guess it's better to get some actions. I don't need more than 2 buys ever. Is there a world where that helps? I don't think so. Right, it would just be curse plus tunnel or whatever. Curse plus duchy, curse plus. Oh, we got pretty close. I mean, if we had found, there's still more horses in here. If we had found the potion, oh, we went up on vineyard. We had found, yeah, we did go up on vineyard. I mean, I think we'll still lose, but there was a world. I mean, and I guess Cider can have failed to have found, but he didn't find Hamlet. Okay. Well, now my problem is I don't have buy. How much points do I score off this vineyard? Oh wait, again, Devil's Workshop for the. Is the vineyard worth 3 or 4? I mean, well, 4 isn't good enough. Is it worth 5? I haven't been watching. What do I have? I have one vineyard, 5 versus. I have a province. I have a province, 3 estates. That's 9, and the thing is 8. 17 points. And then I still have. It was 17. Then minus 5 is. So it must be way worth enough. I almost forgot the debt, but. I don't think I've ever used Devil's Workshop to gain a curse to pile out like that. That's funny. That was a kind of a neat game. I mean, it was sort of awful, but pretty neat. It was interesting. I just didn't really have any idea what my vineyards were, though they were clearly worth enough. Well, I'll take it. So cider could have taken a tie there and chose not to. This is also no trashing. You kind of have to do the engine. It's not a very good engine, but it'll run. It'll be a huge pain, but it'll run. I mean, uncontested, it would just win just super easily. I don't think fooling around with any of the other stuff is particularly useful here. I don't think fooling around with, like, I think you just get blown up by, they're gonna buy Margrave and shuffle, so they, oh no, they missed Margrave, so that's not so bad. Okay, but they find the scavenger off rip again. I would, yeah. This isn't super clear. I'd probably just put the silver on top of this stage because you would rather have a better shot at buying a 5. Of course I get hit, but so this is pretty bad. This is unlikely to even hit 5 here because I'm already holding the estates, so it's like, I guess it can. This is pretty terrible, actually. I mean, I don't know. I don't really have other options. I'm pretty far behind. So it's kind of, I mean, there's sort of limits to how far behind you can fall here. But I mean, unless they like really want to be attacked, I don't think there's any reason not to just discard. It doesn't matter a whole lot. In fact, it barely matters at all. I mean, me playing these doesn't do anything. Um, Dubai Bazaar. Buy another bazaar. These are not. Yeah, these draws are terrible. They're really bad. But there's not. I mean, there's not really anything I can do about them. Just to be clear, I mean, I don't think there was anything ever that I could do about them in this game. You could, like, take silver over one of the advisors, maybe. I can believe that. At some point, they'll be okay to buy a bank, but they don't really need to rush it. Like, they could literally, like, you should literally just empty bazaars and margraves before you, like, or be very close to having those just emptied before you. This is so bad. Before you're, like, thinking about taking a, before you're thinking about taking a bank. There's just no reason not to pile up on those things. I mean, since I've gotten basically none of them, emptying them probably isn't necessary, but, like, at some point. This would be my first Bazaar Margrave. I'm pretty pumped, not gonna lie. I'm pretty excited. This is, like, not really a real choice. And now I'm drawing the advisors. Right? I mean, it won't matter. All I can do is buy 5. I don't think there's a world where I get to 10. I mean, maybe there was if I didn't have the advisors being tossed. Like, if I'm tossing estates, maybe I get to 10. But it seems pretty tough regardless. So I still think, like, you can think about a bank just because you do have a lot of buys, but I would still lean towards just, like, even triple advisor is not crazy. Yeah, I think those are fine. I mean, I think pretty much any collection of the, like, good cards would have been totally fine here. It's not it was not. Yeah, there is probably a world where I get to 10 if I have the. This is so bad. Where I get to 10 if I haven't had to discard advisors. To be clear, coppers, I couldn't have discarded coppers either. It would have had to be the estates mainly. Here we're on this again. I kind of feel like I just have to keep this to make sure the shuffle isn't too miserable. I mean, yeah, it's like you can discard something they want, and then they just do the scavenger trick, or you can discard scavenger, but, like, what is it doesn't? Then they just get the card they want. So there's no way to deny it. They're gonna have like $20-something here. This is resignable, but also the turns aren't, like, taking forever or anything, so I don't mind playing it a little bit. But of course, I mean, Cider's gonna play this cleanly enough to win 100% of the time. I think here, what do you have? It's like double Bazaar Margrave Bank, something along those lines. Like you just play the consistency stuff. You know, I mean, that's what I would buy. Even triple Bazaar Bank is okay, but you might put in another card draw just to have enough to draw everything. I have no pile out threat. There's nothing that you don't have to count anything, play around anything. Yeah, I think these are, well, so far it lines up with what I would say exactly. If they get a last Bazaar, then we'll have the full set. Yeah, like that's fine too. There's not really a big difference. There's not really any difference. Now I'm in this spot. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they pile out next turn or if it takes another turn to pile out. Well, I guess they don't have 10 buys, but they can get there. See, for me, even buying bank is pretty underwhelming. I likely won't. I mean, anything I buy is pretty underwhelming. They did draw Nightmare, which is, you know, something. It's not enough. I wasn't even a spot where I could like add enough gains that a dud did anything for me. You know. And then I have this hand which doesn't draw, which is annoying. What have they discarded? I mean, maybe I don't even toss. Well, probably. It's a little bit sad. They did, to be fair, they did. I do think these buys, I think this Margrave or Bazaar is incorrect from their position, but it's like not, doesn't really move the needle, but I do think it's wrong. But anyway, it's not a big deal. It'd be kind of funny if they province now. They don't. They do province. Okay. Not that it's like super bad or anything, but just have this over and over. And I can put a Margrave on top since I do have a few more Bazaars now. I think they're probably just drawing through this turn though. As long as they have the villages, I guess. They had to have had some bottom decked. I was only ever really playing for like multiple duds, which they kind of had, but not really. 10, 20. Just need 26. So I guess they want to run up the score. They can do that. Just buy provinces and then see if they can empty them all. Yeah, this is no buy peddler, right? We have no buy peddler. The only draw is mole. The only draw is mole, and you don't have. And then your payload, like you have to do mole grave. I don't think. I mean, you could do it. You could do a little bit with mole grave robber stuff, but it's gonna be incredibly slow. And it's not gonna green well. It's not gonna hold green at all. It's like you play all these actions and then you end up with no money. You buy a peddler that you're gonna grave robber into a province. Probably is like your play. And then maybe some extra gains with grave robber. I mean, you can do some grave robber broker stuff, but it's not super exciting. Maybe it's good enough. I have to think. It's competing with. I don't think this Woodworkers Guild is really doing much. It's competing with. Like trove money. Like a little bit of trashing into trove money is what it's competing with. But I don't know if it worked. I mean, I don't know. You do get thin pretty quick. If you trash a 6, this grave robber gain. You're trashing gold with broker. Gain them back with grave robber. You can do like it's like 3 cards for +6. It's like a it's 2 actions, 3 cards for +6 draw. You don't have to do it for the draw necessarily. I don't know. I'm not sure Fishing Village is correct. It might have been Oasis actually. There's like some stuff you can do, but man, it is not. Okay, well, we missed that, which isn't ideal. With 5 here, I think I probably am just gonna play the trove thing. I'm not sure if it's correct, but we'll see if they follow, if they're gonna play the engine. I think the engine can do some stuff, so I may lose this, but I mean, of course, I also missed my opener, or one of my openers. On the other hand, I missed it in a way that was probably as good as I could kind of hope to have happen. Probably here, I mean, I might still take a hideout. It's not clear to me. It might be hard sell to do that over a second broker. I think if you're not playing Trove, you probably just take another hideout now and just wait a little bit on trying to hit 5 for your grave. Like the grave robber now doesn't help you much, or peddler. That's not. Peddler sort of makes sense too. I'm kind of wishing this was a fishing village, because a good fishing village broker here would be pretty nice. Maybe should have. I didn't really think about doing the brokers on the golds too much. Obviously, I'm going to basically just green when I can. And hopefully, I mean, there's no LVP here. Dutchy gaining is not very good. I mean, you can do a little bit, but like the engine doesn't hold green particularly well. So, um, so now they buy a gray. I mean, maybe they're just gonna do a trove thing, but just starting from a cleaner deck. That's not crazy either. So the point of this would be to get extra gains. So I think you would need a. I think the better point of this would be to do it with a grave robber. But yeah, I think I like that. My question is whether I just am taking duchies like now. That's more my question. This is sad. I probably lose this one. I mean, it depends a little bit on what I see off the mole here. I guess the other thing to do is not mole, just to trash and buy a fishing village. I mean, if they can kind of consistently get around to their grave robber and play it on a peddler, then they can province well enough. Okay, but they didn't even get to the grave robber here. So they didn't necessarily. Well, okay. If I had put some pressure on, then maybe they would have had to. But since I didn't, this is not ideal. So we've got fishing village and gold at the bottom. That's pretty rough. I think that's what's bottom decked here. I mean, this was a pretty bad shuffle. Because if we find the fishing village, I'm not going to trigger the shuffle now. If we find the gold, we can at least province. If we don't, then we just have a pretty bad. We can get another broker. We're still just not finding the broker with the gold. Oh, that's gonna be tough. I don't know, could I have... I don't know. I think they're gonna be able to do this consistently enough that I'm just toast. This just sucks. I think there's a window where if I get the draw, like if I don't bottom deck everything that shuffle, I think I can maybe be in a spot where I have some threat, but maybe I'm just wrong and not going for the more aggressive trashing was really bad. It's always bad when you like see the deck that your opponent is playing, like you saw the deck your opponent is playing, but you just chose not to do it and lose to it. That's never fun. Okay, we get a little bit of movement here. I think this is pretty much all I had in mind for it ever. And it's just going to be way too late at this point. They're going to pair Grave Robber with something that either a peddler or another Grave Robber every turn. I basically have to be doing this at least a turn faster, and it probably still loses to multi-province, but that's just the way it goes. I don't know which of these makes more sense here, whether getting the gold or just trashing the trove, but they aren't really duds in the way that you would need either. You can just gain a Grave Robber back. Okay, they even still have another peddler. Yeah, that was just way faster than what I mean, I'm not, even if I am going another turn or two faster, it's not going to beat double province 2 turns in a row. There's no chance. So, well, that's just a misplay on my part, because I saw that deck but didn't play it. So, that's just on me. This is like seasidey. Very seasidey. We've had some weird boards. Now draw again. I guess we had draw on the first 2 boards. For the first. They have the 5-2, which is probably a bit better here. Well, there's Monkey. I don't know how Monkey works. I mean, I know what the card does, but I don't know how it plays. I haven't played it really much to speak of. I guess we could just try it and see how it goes. See if we can learn a little bit about the Monkey. Otherwise, what are you even doing here? There's nothing. I mean, it's funny. There's just a bunch of gainers, and then there's Monkey. But you probably need some of the gainers to even have a deck. I guess you can play Golem Squire Border Guard. I don't know. This is very strange. It's not something I have experience with. We'll take Border Guard, of course. They didn't play the Monkey, so they're gonna get their replace play without any issue. Which they always had a chance of, but they missed the replace, but I missed my Monkey, so I'm not gonna. I don't know, the 5-2 stuff is a lot nicer here. I don't, okay, well, alright. This is like they're playing gainers into whatever, but I'm not gonna be able to play, essentially, at this point. They're gonna get at least 2 or 3 extra gains without me doing anything about it. And I don't know if you put Squire on top. I'm not super in love with that, but I'll actually scream if they have double replace in hand here. Off shuffle. Okay, they know. But still, they're gonna buy two things, and I don't have monkey. Sad times, sad times. Very sad times. My deck is so terrible. Monkey's gonna be bottom decked here. Let's see if they buy anything. I guess I'm drawing a card, so never mind. I'll see it regardless. But this is a weird board. I have a smugglers and two monkeys. And a bunch of crap. This is a thing still. I don't know if it's any. Getting sculptor is pretty risky. All very weird. This is like over terminal. And I don't know that I can really make a lot of great use for it. There is a you can monkey and then curse them and draw a card yourself, which isn't like it's probably super good mid-turn. Like it's not like crazy or anything, but there's something there. I don't know. Can you win the monkey split in a meaningful way? Is that a thing you can do here? Like I do this and buy gold. Yeah, so the thing is like I didn't get any like they still their deck can take advantage of draw more than mine can. So what are we even doing here? I had to find there weren't really outs for me. I can talk about it as if there were, but there honestly weren't. And we don't play the monkey. We just never see it. Like I could have found Squire, and that would have been something. But I didn't. So now they're just gonna have monkeys down, and just have a better deck. It's that previous game where I should have been in a spot. I mean, I did bomb deck my opener also. So yeah, I don't know. But I could have just bought a hideout on that $5 hand. That wouldn't have been too terrible. With first player, I still would have been in some kind of position. They could just buy nothing. I think I would buy nothing. I mean, like buying a 3 is, I mean, unless you get a monkey, maybe that's worth it, but the rest of it is not super exciting. Guess I'm drawing a monkey. Do you think there's a world where the monkey split means something? Is that a possible world? We could pretend like it is. I mean, there's not really anything else going for us. We could pretend like the monkey split is like a thing. And maybe reality will kind of shape itself into our vision. Because I don't know on what other front I can compete with cider. I'm not sure I can even compete on that front, but you know, you understand. That's 2 monkeys, count them. 2. Maybe we'll just have the piles fly and cider will forget to score any points. They're doing the curse draw stuff. That's exciting. I'm excited. We still don't. Yeah. Whatever. Let's exit this game. There's just nothing for us. All right. We'll try to. I don't know. I'm not sure there if I like. I don't know. I mean, I bottom decked a little bit and split. Split looks probably bad for me. Another monkey board. Okay. This one, the gains just don't exist. So, well, there's supplies. That does make supplies a little bit scarier as an opening, I suppose. Other than that, there's nothing but to trash down a little bit and buy provinces, I guess. I mean, I guess if they take us supplies, you can start to. You could get a monkey. If they signal that they're going to be willing to. I did have the better split here, I think. I think the fisherman's a little better in a silver. Though probably not hugely. This is going to prevent me from being able to buy a fisherman. Okay. This was pretty good. Okay. Dealing with a recruiter. This is like a clear trigger though. There's potentially a little sadness here. I think you just kind of. Maybe we frog and monkey and buy fisherman. Wait, no. We can't buy. Frog and monkey and buy silver? I don't think you need more than a monkey. Well, that didn't pan out so well, but okay. I guess I could buy a farming village here. I don't know, I'm pretty far ahead. Do find the other estate. Did I buy a silver? Okay, I did. See, now they buy supplies, and there's no way that's good. Like, there's just no chance that supplies is worth buying, like, at all. But I think we'll go here and buy another farming village. Then we just kind of want like a gold. Oh, I guess I could have. I forgot to frog, but it's okay. If you could do the gains before you play militia, that's a little different. Like, I guess you can do mine before militias, and that does something, but what it does is not super, super exciting. We didn't find... Maybe we trash the silver. And just buy gold. We're still trying to really get rid of these coppers, but with the fishermen, the silver was already basically a gold. As far as that goes, but I mean the other option is to well, there are a number of other things you could think about doing, but I think gold is probably the quickest. You can still have sad times here. But the window for that is getting smaller. Still have 4 coppers. Okay, so the question... So if we get another fisherman or a highway... Well, there's not really a reason to get a highway, to be honest. Do we get a... We play with two trade. Well, we can't guarantee drawing everything. There's some advantages to the gold. I mean, the thing about the gold is that then the fisherman basically becomes nothing. But anyway. They get another monkey, which I don't think helps that much. I probably don't want to spend my last thingy just yet. I'm not sure it's even valuable to top deck that. Would have been okay here. They are going to catch up on the trashing eventually. But be a little bit behind on the money. They can buy, yeah, they just don't have money. I'll start provincing now. Yeah, you just buy a silver isn't super exciting. Fine, of course, but I guess I start provincing now. This isn't great. Yeah, there's a little bit of badness to the frog way of frog stuff. They province. I don't think they can reliably keep provincing. I'm gonna have to play and trigger the shuffle, but I guess it's not a huge deal. This is the two province. I mean, if they militia me, then it's in some sense ideal. I only played one. I don't know. I don't know that they're gonna keep doing this, but I mean, certainly I hope they don't. That would be a sad way to lose. I don't know. 2 silvers, no, very few fishermen, no fishermen. They just have to do it on silvers and militias. Yeah, so if I don't miss from here on out, we're okay, but that is, to be fair, far from guaranteed. I guess we lose the other recruiter now. We're not quite at exact yet, but we're getting kind of close to that. I mean, if they miss again, we can trash a province also. So that's not so bad. Or we can trash a province if it guarantees us getting a province. But we can trash one more copper. And then we can like trash farming villages or whatever. Monkey if it's at the end. It's not a huge deal. This is a problem though, right? Maybe it's not. It's just a bunch of fishermen now. Okay. Okay. I think it's pretty hard for them to hit province this turn. I certainly hope that it is. Because if they do it, it's going to get a little dicey. Well, not that dicey. I can trash the monkey and I can... Yeah, it's not too bad actually. Yeah, Duchy doesn't even honestly help. Just doesn't. I could have put the recruiter on top. That wouldn't have been crazy. But oh, this is guaranteed. Okay. Well, I just kind of, that was sort of like the second game. I just sort of got out ahead and there wasn't, I don't know, there wasn't really counterplay available, or there wasn't anything that could really go wrong for my deck, so. This is interesting. Trashing is super great. I guess you probably go lackeys silver. Could do courier, I guess, but I don't think I would. And then you're just getting crowns and lackeys and horns and maybe some city quarters. You know, witches, a couple witches. It's a little, the unique is like 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I mean, the uniques are there, of course. They're a little bit. It's a little awkward depending on how much you end up with crowns and villagers towards the end of it, but beyond that, I don't 5-2 is pretty good. I would go lackeys count. I'm gonna probably need a sombrero to like get in range of that. But this is, yeah, let's see how much, yeah, this is, I mean, you can misplay a little bit on the, there's still a lot of play left, but it's tough. You just get another, maybe take silver. You can either do silver lackey. Yeah, I think lackey is probably right. If you get another trashier and then next turn you'll have enough to buy, well, what do you say? You're getting 2 coppers in your trash. Oh, so you only have 2. Yeah, that's still enough though. You can get your horn. Then it's off to the races. I am just trashing a bunch of coppers here, not estates, which is a little sad, but yeah. If we have an estate instead of a copper here, or if we trash an estate instead of a copper and have a copper in here and we buy a horn, you can kind of pretend like you're still in it. This isn't going to work though. There's just nothing I can buy now that they buy crown, which is not right. I'll just go ahead and say it. That's incorrect. I don't understand that at all. It does literally nothing for you this turn, and I don't get it. But anyway, that's just like the easiest hop of all time. I'm so mad. I'm gonna lose this game in this buy. It's actually just a super terrible buy. I am sort of ticked now. This is such a pointless. I mean, I guess the problem with the hop is that you don't have 5, but you could just buy the crown and gain a lackey. This turn could be buy crown, gain lackeys, right? Instead of whatever it's gonna be. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I don't think it's right. I just don't believe it. And I'm going to be a couple turns behind here. Or even you could get city quarter, and that would turn your horn into 5 thing. And I think you basically, I mean, maybe all you miss out is a lackey's gain, so maybe it's not the worst thing in the world. But I think you probably would have taken the lackey's gain. I'm probably exaggerating the extent to how bad it is. I do think it was probably wrong. There's no way they can actually mess this up though at this point. It's just not actually possible. The curses are a huge pain too, because you can't fix them and still do your deck. So the witch was good. The witch game, great, excellent choice. But this is super over. You can't. The 5-2, if you draw it, I don't think it can lose. That's sad. That's a sad end to this match, but I definitely blew game 3, so I deserve to go down 4-2, I think. I'll just resign. I don't really need to play this out. thank you for watching. I thought the game's pretty, I don't know, pretty good boards. And they just, they just flat out outplayed me on the Grave Robber Peddler stuff. So, GG's to Cider. I will catch you all later. Hope you enjoyed it. And thank you for watching.